sure we are in
Yep,
sync
yep.
here.
We're right. All right, we're in it. Let's do it. All right, we
Do it.
have
Which map is
Desmond,
this?
the red French player,
Looks like Dry
along.
Arabia.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it's Tri Arabia. As well as Centurio as the teal Abbasid player in the northwest, and then we have Baron Rojo as the blue French player, and Razgars as the yellow English player in the bottom right. As Los Tercios, the upper left team is Wardogs. What are you looking today in this matchup?
I think where you mentioned about some heavy aggression and feudal play, that definitely like no way that they are picking Dry Arabia and the two most aggressive civs in the game, French English, and not go for aggression early on.
Yeah,
So I think it's going to be about Centurio and Desmond being in a more of a defensive stage.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that this was smart for them to, because let's see, this is. Yeah, Razgriz and Baron, they lost the first game. So I think they might have counted the game plan like, okay, let's save the French English combo for when we get to pick a map, and we'll pick Dry Arabia and do it on this map, right? And I think they're definitely
Yeah.
gonna be targeting the Absa player Centurio, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, you know what? I feel like in such cases, it's even better to target the French player because I feel like Abbasid they have very decent defense, while the French player, the kind of composition that French has to sustain knights nonstop, their wood is low. So once you camp in the French base, it's very hard for French to get out of that because they're probably only producing knights.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that if you look at like a French player's base when they're going around raiding with Royal Knights, it's always, they just leave their bases like wide open usually. I think that people are like almost like a little apprehensive or scared to like attack a French player's base when I feel like that's kind of a smart move. Just kind of like take the fight to them, you know what I mean? Make them pull their knights back while just throw like some spearmen and like outposts around your ecos. You just don't want to
Yeah,
let a French player get comfortable just running knights in and out and in and out of your eco, just killing villagers.
yeah, definitely. I want to point your attention to this double deer patch between yellow and blue.
Yeah,
This is a French heaven, and I hope that Centurion and Desmond can realize that this is going to be picked up by French soon. So this also is an easy rating point if they go for any cavalry comp.
yeah, that's a juicy deer patch right there. Yeah, I think it might be interesting to see. Maybe we'll see some atypical French play out of Desmond. Atypical for 2v2s, that is. I wonder if maybe see him go for like a second town center, maybe, since his teammate's Abbasid. I mean, that's kind of the meta now for 1v1s, is not to one base all in. It's to make, like, 4 or 5 knights, harass villagers with them while you go 2 TC and kind of boom up, and then make a big push with Royal Bloodlines
Yeah,
out of the Royal Institute and Castle Age seems to be the kind of meta strategy now. I think it might be smart
yeah,
because you don't really want to all in with just one person, right? If your teammate, your absent teammate's going to boom, you kind of want to boom with them.
yeah. It's a difficult situation. You gotta read what your opponent's doing because if your opponent is going aggressive and you her second TC, you will be stopping knight production, and that's just what opponents need, especially English and French. Their best thing that can happen to them is the opponent going double TC, especially their French going double TC. That means there will be a knight lead for yellow, and once there's a knight lead, it's just you're always catching up. Now I want to again point your attention to this very nice that double deer patch would be amazing for a second TC for Baron.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, food will not be an issue for them. Very safe deer patches. I mean, if you look at the deer patches for our northern team, yeah, theirs are going to be kind of like off to the side. Like for Desmond, it's kind of like behind a forest, kind of awkward positioning.
Yeah,
Same for Centurio. That deer patch is kind of a little off on an island, be really susceptible to night raids.
yeah, definitely. I'm looking at the build from Razgriz. He's going for that beastie build, which is slow and steady, but it's very good for a feudal pressure. So if you see, he's going to be the last one to age up, but he's going to have a robust eco to sustain both spearmen and archer production nonstop.
Yeah. Yeah, Dark Age farms, it usually signals planning on being in feudal age for a long time, right? Just kind of getting that steady source of food nonstop. Once it's there, your villagers kind of sit there. You don't have to worry about going out and finding hunts or anything like that.
Yeah. Here I'm looking at the Centurio. Wait, and I just realized it's not Centurio, it's Senutrio. Unless it's a misspell or maybe he wants it to be Senutrio.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Senutrio. I guess Centurio is just easier to say, so I'm just saying it like that. But you're right. It is
Yeah.
Senutrio.
So I'm a very regular player for Abbasid, and I realized that Regrese has collected enough gold that he can go for Hardened Spearman, and I think if he collected another 40, he could even go for Failing Upgrades.
Yeah, I think that's definitely. I mean, like, if you're playing against a French player as Abbasid, you might as well just get Phalanx, right? Like, you know what's coming. You know knights. It's not like a French player is not going to make knights, right? So, I think it's a pretty safe upgrade to go into just totally blind.
No, I think that's very well thought out from him. He knows what he's going to be up against, and he's already prepared for that. And that forward tower covers both stone and gold, so that's really good for him.
Really nice. I feel like when you see that stone and that gold cropping, they're that close to each other. I sometimes I'm almost tempted, like this early in the game, to save some wood and just throw like one mining camp between them and just save that 50 wood. You know, get out that like extra spearman or that extra upgrade. Just because.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you want to minimize travel time, but it's really not that much. It's just like one tile. It's like you're not losing that much efficiency, but you are saving 50 wood, which can be a big deal in feudal.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Here, Desmond is also there with his knights, and it's going to be a knight on knight battle here. Oh.
Yeah, looks like 2 knights and 2 scouts versus.
Yeah. So one very important thing when you're French is that you got to put down that blacksmith A.
Yeah, you want to get that melee
because as soon as you put down your blacksmith, you're getting the free upgrade. Yeah, it's the free upgrade, but I don't see any of the French players have put that down.
Yeah, it's also good for Night Harass, because then you can kill villagers in 2 hits instead of 3.
Yeah. Oh, man. So Desmond is already falling behind Night production.
Yep. It's so important to not lose units this early in the game. A kind of sub 10-minute phase, it can just snowball really bad. And then we're already seeing a push here. They're already at Desmond's base here. I'm wondering if we're gonna see. We do see the blacksmith coming down from Razgraz. Let's see if he goes into siege engineering here. Looks like they're kind of going in between the 2 bases here. I think they're kind of hunting for pocket ecos is what they're looking for. They're looking probably for the gold.
Yeah,
here.
now these guys are already kind of camping here. And if this mass grows, like this is the part where I was saying that once they are in this middle, now it becomes very hard for Senutrio to center it. So yeah, it's just a very weird spot for these guys. And right now Desmond's gold is going to be harassed soon.
Yeah, and then once you force villagers off gold, 2 villagers down, then the night production stops once you get the villagers off gold.
Like, in a way, all they have to do is just camp on that gold, and there is no other safe gold for Desmond.
You see counter.
His other gold is also forward.
But look at this. Here's the difference. Baron Rojo has a tower on his gold, whereas Desmond does not. And that makes a world of difference. Especially if it decides to go for some stone, what you can do is like fortify the outpost so that knights can't burn it down. Ooh, a lot of villagers on this gold mine here. Gonna kill one.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess Baron has forgotten about the blacksmith, so in a way, Desmond's knights are stronger, and Desmond is also he was very close to that deer patch. Like he could have figured out that there's deer being collected here.
We're gonna get some nice charges off here from Baron Rojo.
Yeah.
Looks like the knights from Desmond are gonna get chased away here.
Senator trying for a third TC. It's very greedy, but well, if it works, then they're ahead forever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think the strategy is to just have Desmond just kind of run knights around and kind of get the southern team's units to pull back to try and defend, while Senutrio kind of booms behind it. We'll see if it pays off here. The army's all the way back at at Desmond's base here. This can be bad here. Knight numbers not looking great for Desmond. Town center needed some free pot shots off. Ram coming down.
And Desmond is getting three stables, but there is a big problem with that. First, he knows that he's already on defensive. I think he should have put these stables behind his TCs, because also 3 stables, you cannot reinforce from 3 stables.
Yeah. Probably, I don't know, might need to see some horsemen here to deal with these longbows.
Ooh, yeah.
They burned their palins there. Would like to see him maybe dive in a little closer, then drop the palins. I think palins
Landmark already going down there. So this is the part where I said if these stables were behind, it would have helped, because right now, as soon as the knights go out, these archers will be able to start doing damage on them.
Yep. And then now we see the palins come in from the longbows. I'd like to see him maybe throw down another ram, possibly. I think this game's going to be over shortly. There's just not enough army to deal with it. Those longbows are going to be able to pick off any spears from Sinutrio.
Yeah, that's true. You know, in these situations, it's always good to have 1 or 2 knights just patrolling between the longbowman reinforcement route, so you can pick them off one by one. Because after a point, these longbow masks become so big that they could 2-shot knights.
Yeah, once you get longbows in high enough numbers, they basically just delete anything in Feudal Age other than like Chukonu, especially with the Network of Castle upgrades. They can even fight Chukonu then, just because they do get that damage boost.
Yeah.
And attack speed boost from the Network of Castles. Looks like
Iron Undermesh is also missing.
I just think they're just kind of delaying the inevitable here, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not think going for the 3rd TC for Sinutrio was the move. It's just hard to deal. Like, what units do you make against this? I almost feel like if you're Sinutrio, you just make a couple Camel Archers and then just start spamming Horsemen. Just make, like, a blob of, like, 40 of them and try and get a surround on all the Knights and Longbows.
I'll tell you that a way first, obviously, to send few Knights to intercept this reinforcement from yellow. That's one thing. You gotta do that, because this mass is becoming unmanageable soon. And I think that Sinutrio spamming horsemen and spears, that's the way to go for sure. That is definitely the move here. A horseman, spikes plus these knights. Like Iron Undermesh would be very good this time, but I don't see Iron Undermesh from either of the players. Okay, this could be the final engagement.
Horseman coming
could be the decider game.
Yeah, this could be the game right here.
Oh, Desmond pulling back when Sinutrio goes in. Shit.
These longbows are just going to start unloading with their Network of Castles upgrade here. They need to be targeting out the spears.
Damn, this is looking very close. Still some spears left for Sinutrio, but they're spending so much time just walking. Yeah,
we're seeing some horsemen come out from Sinutrio. I think it might be too little too late here.
It's over now. It's over.
And another double rams coming down.
Now, another thing is that, as I said, Blue is collecting food from deer, while Desmond has not started deer production. And see, he did go